Your search for unbeatable internet speeds is over. Visit Docomo Pacific today and sign up for as low as $60 a month so you can experience our fast, reliable internet speeds for yourself. Docomo Pacific, better together.
This is Marianas Press, journalism by journalists, with you at the center as we cover the news and sports stories here at home and across the region. Fact-driven, multimedia, truthful coverage.
What is your vision? Where are the limitations? Where are the boundaries?
Online at marianaspress.com, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp as it happens.
I'm out of here. I'm sorry, I'm out. I don't want to tolerate this thing anymore. This is just too much.
We ask the hard questions.
What about
Some
those
say
who say, our economy
it's an
is down?
instant gratification to us.
We practice responsible journalism, taking local coverage to new heights, powered by you. This is Marianas Press, where every voice finds its story.
Right, half a day, everybody. That was weak. One more time, half a day. There you go. Thank you so much for joining us here on the beautiful campus of NMC as we come to you today live and direct in our beautiful islands of the Northern Marianas, here today to solidify what has been an ongoing partnership, of course, in a whole new way. Now, my name is Kyle Mandapat. I'm the Associate Director for Communications and for Community Engagement with the University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grant. And we are known for so many great things that are going on in the community, one of them being that we facilitate the Guam Green Growth Initiative. Today, we stand side by side as we launch this new legion of Kupu Corps members, not only under the Guam Green Growth banner, but for the first time under the CNMI Green Growth banner as well. Woo! As I've said, the bond between the CNMI and Guam, of course, UOG and NMC, has been very strong for many, many years, and it's thanks to the amazing leadership. Let's give him a round of applause right now. Dr. G, Dean Patty. And today, to be able to stand here with you, and like I said, kind of usher in this new era, right? This partnership takes a different face today with these amazing faces who are going to be contributing to the green economy, contributing to the growth of our people throughout the Marianas. Let's make some noise for this cohort of individuals. Yes. Now, before we officially begin, we can only officially begin with our hearts, with our minds in the right place. I'd like to welcome up now and ask everybody to please rise for the official blessing here today. To lead us, please welcome Auntie Frances Sablan.
Gininsan hazam umukoni kulum gininsan agum mandanya iantini tau tam poma eskayun mo na italan tam sainan momim taloham sainan momim pulan ham eskayun mo na igalay din itutuhon niya ininalatam o asainam o antin ninuma ihamin es ngundan minauling o asainam o antin ninuma ihamin es ngundan minauling sainan mamim nayam sinyad paren guaduk itanotam sainan mamim heart me ham zanna fit me ilatin mamim sustenim ipan mamim gwinigi tano gwinigi tano
Thank you so much, Auntie. One more time, a round of applause for Auntie Francis. Thank you. All right, please be seated. Okay, so as I said, we're going to be talking a lot about partnership today. This is a huge thing. Of course, a lot of great programs that we work with, a lot of great host sites that you guys are on the field with every day through the entire process, going to benefit from these kinds of partnerships that we're able to forge. And right now, I'd like to welcome someone who's super supportive of this partnership, of course, obviously. Wouldn't be able to move without him. Definitely an innovator and a groundbreaker in so many ways. And he's steering the giant proa here at NMC. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President Galvin De Leon Guerrero.
Buenas, Zantiro, and thank you very much, Kyle. You give some of the best introductions ever. So I want to welcome our sisters and brothers from Guam. Thank you very much for joining us, but I need to point out, because you're a Sea Grant program, right? The last group that visited the Northern Marianas came over on jet skis. So the gauntlet has been thrown down to see if you can come over next time on proas, courtesy of 500 Sails, right? The challenge is issued. But in all seriousness, thank you all very much for being here. What a phenomenal opportunity for our inaugural cohort of the CNMI Kupu Corps. You all are in for quite a ride. If you think it's fun riding on the proa, wait till you see what you're going to do here as part of the Kupu Corps. You know, the story of how we got involved in all of this, it goes back to when I first started as president. And I was on my way to a national conference, and we stopped over in Guam for a little bit because I heard a lot about this green growth makerspace and the Chamorro village, and we went there, and we went there because we had a connection with Fran Castro, and she arranged for the visit. And lo and behold, I was talking to this guy who seemed to know a lot, and I was telling him how excited I was that, man, you know, one day I hope NMC can be a Sea Grant institution, and this is such a wonderful space. And little did I know that I was talking to the director of the Center for Island Sustainability and the Sea Grant director, Dr. Austin Shelton. And when I figured out who he was and when we made that connection, if you know Austin, he will shove you on that proa and send you on your way, and you don't know where it's going, but it's going to great places. And since then, this partnership, this collaboration between Northern Marianas College and the University of Guam has really blossomed in so many ways. It is through your support that we've really pursued our Sea Grant status. It is with your support and the support of Governor Guerrero from the Gov Guam that we launch our own CNMI Green Growth Initiative. And it's with your support that we're able to launch this inaugural cohort of the Kupu Corps. So I really want to, on behalf of Northern Marianas College and the entire CNMI, I want to thank you, Dr. Shelton, for always being our cheerleader, but more importantly, for pushing us to consider like what's possible. And with support from Dean Patty, anything is possible. Let's give them a big round of applause. So what I love about this program and what I love about Sea Grant and the Green Growth Initiative is that it really gets at the core of what we do in education. And it's something that as members of this inaugural cohort, I hope you all take to heart. Because to me, the point of education is to improve lives. And that's what we do across higher education, K through 12. We are in the business of improving lives through education. And that really stems from two important questions. The first question is why? Why are things the way they are? I discussed this at a recent panel. Why are things the way they are? Education is about using the scientific method, using all the research that's available to question the status quo. Why is there so much erosion at Microbeach? Why do we have so much PFAS in our water supply? Why are we suffering from the impacts of climate change? But the second question, and this is where you come into play, is why not? Why not something better? It's not enough to question things and wonder why things are so bad. We also need to question how can things get better. And that's where why not comes into play. Why not? Why can't we fight back climate change? Why can't we eliminate PFAS from our water supply? Why can't we take steps to minimize and mitigate the erosion of our beaches? This is what you are tasked to do. You are tasked to take the best that education has to offer in terms of understanding our world and use that to question why, but then take that next step and ask why not? Why can't things be better? Because that's what we're all about. That's what you're all about. And I'm so excited for all of you because you're not only going to be improving like your own workforce capacity, you're not only going to be contributing to the economic recovery of the Northern Marianas, you are going to be contributing to literally making it a better world. So let's give this inaugural cohort a big round of applause. You didn't realize you were signing up to be heroes to save the world. And with that, I want to end by just sharing some wonderful news that I've been keeping classified top secret. And it's really through the help of Dr. Shelton and all our partners across the Marianas. I'm very happy to announce that notwithstanding the lack of funding because of the budget cuts and the grant cuts and the federal shutdown, but all of that aside, it is my distinct honor and privilege to announce that NMC has been granted provisional approval for a Sea Grant status in the project phase. You are all the first to know this, and it's I've been holding on to it. We got approval from the panel that reviewed it. We got approval from the executive leadership of National Sea Grant that, yeah, as soon as funding is identified, we can proceed as a burgeoning Sea Grant institution. So watch out, Yoji. We're coming after you. So thank you again and congratulations.
That's awesome news. One more time, make some noise for NMC, Sea Grant, yeah. Up next, please welcome our director from the University of Guam, Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grant, Dr. Austin Shelton. Woo.
Hafiday and Tiro, everybody. Well, it's really an honor, really a privilege to be here with all of you today and to be partnering with the Northern Marianas College. And President Galvin shared a little bit about our partnership that's been growing through the years. And I was really happy that, that we hit it off really easily a few years ago when he first came to the makerspace, and we've been able to work on the Sea Grant initiative together. We've been able to work on the Green Growth Initiative. But I'll tell you, it wasn't that easy because he said, we're going to do this, but then I had to deal with Dean Patty. And so Dean Patty, when I first came to Saipan, said, okay, Austin, I'd love to take you on a tour on a canoe on 500 sails. So she took me to their center over at Lower Base, and we pushed the canoe out into the water. I got on, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I'm a Voyager now. I'm, learning all these things. I'm pulling the rope, and I'm having the greatest time. And then we're riding the waves, getting out there 5-10 minutes, and then Patty stops the canoe, tells the captain, let's pause right here. And she says, Austin. And I'm just like smiling out there in the water, having the time of my life. And she says, Austin, I have a question for you. What are your intentions? By the way, the captain here is my brother. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Patty, if you don't like my answer, are you going to push me off? But I said, Patty, we're doing these things in Guam. We're having a great time building our sustainable future. And why is it that we're doing it by ourselves? You heard that saying, a rising tide floats all boats. The more of us that are doing this work together, the better it is for all of us. And this is one small way that our people, even though we're separated by land, we're connected by water. This is something that we should be doing together. And so that's all I have for you. We like doing this, and we want to partner with you.
And you survived.
Yeah, and so, yes. She liked my answer. We made it back. Thankfully, when I first came to Saipan to meet at NMC, Dr. Galvin just took me to lunch. That was fun. That was nice. But here we are today. We've been moving all of these things forward. A few years ago, we started Guam Green Growth, which we now call our island's our most comprehensive public-private partnership ever created to achieve a sustainable future. And then fast forward, after we were making some progress on that, President Galvin, Dean Patty talked to Governor Palacios at the time that this is something that we'd like to also partner on, become part of this international network of islands working on green growth initiatives and start our own. And so that was early 2024 that CNMI officially launched your Green Growth Initiative. And we've been watching the progress and standing by to support as we've been enjoying it. And just like Dr. Galvin said, watch out, we're coming for you. We encourage that. And I know that as Dean Patty, as the steering committee co-chair, has been pushing things forward. It's really pleasing to see you accelerating and advancing. It's at such a great pace. And if you beat us in things and get there faster, that's better for all of us because that means that we're all getting to that sustainable future faster. So the next iteration of this partnership, that was the obvious thing that we could do together, was to start sharing in our Green Growth Conservation Corps initiative. So this was something that we started back in COVID times, that we were sitting around and we were getting frustrated in isolation, not being able to do too much. And so we knew that we can get out in the community, still had some masks on during outdoor activities because we weren't sure how the virus was spreading. But we started the Guam Green Growth Conservation Corps in order to prepare our community for the emerging green economy. So it was a full-time program for several months, and people were getting, anybody over 18 years old could get training in agriculture, aquaculture, invasive species removal, renewable energy, ocean conservation, the circular economy. And that became successful, and we've had about 100 graduates in that flagship program. And I was talking to our other partner in Hawaii, Kupu. It's a really great nonprofit out there. That the way that we got this started was because we watched your YouTube video during COVID and saw that you were doing amazing things and you weren't just sitting around and waiting for things to open back up. And if there's ever an opportunity to partner with you, we'd love to do it. And so they said, well, actually, we have funding this year. We'd like to have some members in Guam. And then that quickly became and CNMI. And so those are the positions that you are in today, and those are even more beneficial in other ways because when you finish your program, you also get educational stipends. Whether you're a student now or you're going to take classes at NMC afterwards, they'll be able to use those credits for their tuition and continue furthering your education and your training, and hopefully in this green workforce area. So, in your roles now, with several of you brand new and some of you that have been in the program for a while, we're really proud of what you're doing already and what you're going to do. And you have access to not just everything that NMC has to offer now, but also what we have across the water over in Guam through Anania Nautakemp, your program coordinator. If you need anything that you would like to connect with us at the University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grant, we will stand by to support. And one of the really cool benefits that you get is that worked into this budget from Kupu, we bring you over to our annual University of Guam Conference on Island Sustainability next April 13th through the 18th. And President Galvin and Dean Patty have both been very tremendous featured speakers there, have inspired many people, and we look forward to you coming over and it's inspiring our community there and also exchanging ideas. So build up what you can right now in your trainings with your host sites, either at DLNR or the American Memorial Park. And please don't be shy to look out for more opportunities and engagement with us. And whenever our team comes over to Saipan or anywhere through this in the CNMI, we'll make sure to reach out and check in on all of you. But stay in touch, and we look forward to doing much more with you over this time. So congratulations on getting a spot, and enjoy the rest of your program.
Speaking of Miss Anania Nautakemp, I'd like to bring her up now, ladies and gents. She's a part of the programming group, and she's the one that really oversees this awesome program and its growth. She's going to tell us a little bit more about what we can expect through this next season of the CNMI Green Growth Kupu Corps.
Hafidez and Tiro, everyone. Again, I'm Anania Nautakemp, the program coordinator for the CNMI Green Growth Kupu Corps. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to the many hands who have made this event possible. All of our partners, NMC, and our host sites and site managers. Our host site, he's on his way over. Another one could not make it, unfortunately, because they are on the federal government shutdown, so they couldn't make it to be with us today, but I do want to recognize them soon. And then also to our team at the UOG Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grant, thank you so much for your support today. And then, of course, to the members for carrying out this program. Thank you guys for joining us. So it's so special to finally be here in person to properly launch this new term for some members and to recognize our older members who have been with us for the last 2.5 years of this program here in the CNMI. As Austin touched on earlier, in January 2023, Kupu Hawaii expanded their Conservation Leadership Development Program to Guam and the CNMI. And after the success of our G3 Conservation Corps in Guam, we created this partnership that is now the G3 and CNMI Green Growth Kupu Corps. It's a workforce development program for early professionals seeking careers in conservation. Each member is partnered with a host site where they get hands-on learning and develop their skills and knowledge in the conservation field. Their host site managers serve as mentors, and this program wouldn't be possible without these mentors. I will go ahead and say their names now and recognize them. Unfortunately, again, they're unable to be here today. But from American Memorial Park, we have Brooke Nevitt, Renee Manabusan, and John Uggan. So we're thankful and grateful for them for hosting our members. And under them, we have Joan Tomakani, John Paul Castro, Isaiah Joel Torre, David Kitagwa, Miles Tehor, and Gabriel Arco. So that's our American Memorial Park members. And then to our newest host site, who's also currently hosting all of our American Memorial Park members. It's DLNR, so the Department of Land and Natural Resources Division of Forestry and Wildlife, with David Combs and Frank Atta. And under them, we have John Kintal and Kazuki Uggan. Thank you again for your partnership. So my job as the G3 Kupu Corps coordinator is mostly done virtually with our CNMI members and can be fairly monotonous, doing individual check-ins, making sure timesheets and data reports are submitted on time, handing out strikes if they're not submitted on time. But it's in these tasks and in these bi-weekly reviews of the types of work that they're doing, in the trainings they're undergoing, and the skills that they're refining that make this job so worthwhile and so rewarding. Building knowledge and skills in conservation and sustainability and seeing the biweekly impact these members are all making only further enriches the communities that we all serve. To the members, I wish you all an exciting new term. I hope to see you continue to serve in conservation, and I encourage you to use up that AmeriCorps Education Award. And to our host sites and potential future host sites, I'm grateful for the partnerships we continue to create to provide these opportunities to our local communities. Through this, we can continue to do good for our islands and for her people. It's an honor to serve alongside all of you. Sidasmasi.
And of course, if you're watching right now via any of our live streams that are currently in place, thank you, gentlemen, and you have questions about how your group or business can be a part of the Kupu Corps, we encourage you to email conservation@kupuhawaii.org. Okay, we'll get more information there. Or you can email Anania, and her email is?
Anania.kemp@kupuhawaii.org.
anania.kemp@kupuhawaii.org. Okay? Well, thank you very much for that. Round of applause one more time for Anania, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so here we are now. We're done with all the wonderful well wishes, and hopefully you feel very well wished. But I want to hear from you guys. So what we're going to do is I'm going to call each of you up here right now in respect for our buddies from Marianas Press, and of course, and in my news service. I want you to speak here so that we can catch you. Okay, you're front and center. We got this. I want you to introduce yourself and tell us why you joined the Corps. Let's start here.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Kazuki Ogden. I work for the CNMI Forestry. The reason I joined under the Kupu Corps is I grew up on an island. Pretty much the nature that I grew up around nurtured me, and I thought that if I was to work for preserving or conserving nature, I would give back to my community. So, yeah, it's pretty much why. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is David Kitugwa and I serve at American Memorial Park. I joined Kupu Corps because I saw Isaiah and John Paul Castro when they were Kupu members. I was a COVID hire at the park and I really thought what they were doing was great, and it gives me a chance to expand my knowledge, and I feel blessed to have this position. Thank you.
Even wore shades. He's dressed for the part today.
Hafade, my name is Isaiah Tori. I've been with the Kupu Corps for 2.5 years. On my 3rd term, it's been an amazing ride, honestly, meeting all these new people. I'm excited to expand my knowledge and everything, and look forward to building a better, brighter future for myself and my island.
Every cohort launch, she has a different hairstyle. I can't wait for next one.
Hafade, my name is Joan. I am part of the American Memorial Park Kupu Corps. So the reason that I joined, the reason that I applied in the first place is because my first job was actually with YCC, which is the Youth Conservation Corps, and I had such a wonderful time. I learned so many things. So once I saw that American Memorial Park had an opening for a conservation centered job, internship, I jumped at it. Yeah, I jumped at it. So now I'm here and I'm enjoying it, and I think the work that I've been doing has been so impactful, not only for me, but for my peers as well and for the community. We were just doing some tree plantings today, and you wouldn't believe the amount of cars that were like honking, supporting us, So it's really nice to see that our community appreciates the work that we do. Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is John Quinto. I work at the LNR CNMI Forestry. I'm an intern here at Kupu because I wanted to make a difference in my community. I wanted to stay away from office work as much as possible, and I wanted to pursue my career in natural resource management.
Very nice.
Hafade Zantiro. My name is John Paul Castro. I'm with the American Memorial Park. The reason why I joined the Conservation Corps was, honestly, I just saw conservation and I searched up Kupu, and then I heard that I learned that it meant to sprout or to grow. Being the person that I am, I really like to, think a lot about things, and I thought about the conservation part of it, and it's pretty interesting about what I was learning when I was at American Memorial Park. We're doing a lot of invasive species removal, and then when I went with the forestry, we're doing a lot of planting. So I guess now that I'm like 2.5 years into it, it's a pretty interesting ride. I'm liking the conservation part, especially when you guys were talking about the erosion at Micro Beach. It gave a lot of inspiration to at least fix it, at least find something to do with it. So yeah, that's pretty much why I joined. Thank you.
You're inspiring others to join, JP. That's pretty cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
join.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gabriel Arco. I'm stationed at American Memorial Park. What inspired me to join is honestly being born and raised here. You see a lot of our islands. We're able to explore. We're able to grow and really understand what our island needs, and our island needs us. You know, growing up, we have a lot of challenges. Playing in the jungle, you know, doing all these other stuff. That's something that we want the future generation to experience as well. So, being able to be a part of that, creating a better future for everyone, being able to create a better future for those coming up is something that inspires me, inspires us. So, thank you.
Gabriel's also got the record for tallest member ever. So thank you, Gabriel. And right now I want to bring up Miss Maria. Come on, Miss Maria. Bobbin, she is actually from the Guam Kupu Corps, and she came out here with us to Saipan to participate in the service project that Kupu Corps is putting on this week. You mentioned earlier on, right, Joe, that you guys have been planting trees. So Maria, give us some thoughts.
Oh yeah. Buenas yan hafte. My name's Maria Balbin. Yes, it's my second term with Kupu. I stay on Guahan. And I joined because I actually grew up off island, and I came back as a young adult, and I got to learn about the history of Guam and the Marianas and what has led to some of the issues that we face today. But luckily, we're blessed with people who want to make a difference and the funding that we have. So yeah, with these two hands, I feel like I can make that difference. So thanks for the opportunity.
All right, we're super amped up. We're super excited for this next cohort in the next term. Ladies and gentlemen, please just give me a standing here. Rise, all rise. My friends who are joining us here in person, and to everybody watching via the internet this afternoon, I present to you our newest cohort, the inaugural cohort of the Guam Green Growth CNMI Green Growth Initiative, Kupu Corps. Let's take a quick picture if you don't mind. We'll come forward here. VIPs, please, if you wouldn't mind. Press, come on over. Dr. Fran? Yeah, let's get in the middle. Let's mix it up, team.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, come in the middle.